Hi, this is Spoken. Here's my recommendation for TV shows that released in 2024. Happy New Year! 新年快乐！没有赶上元旦，因为去补了2部剧，但是没有关系啊，中国还没过年。Ripley 雷普利 ，a gem in the history of cinematography and a personal favorite of the year. It's just so 优雅、瑰丽、诗意，令人着迷，脱离了低级趣味。The choice of black and white and the reconstruction of Italy in the 60s is just so beautiful. And 我是爱双语。
La luce.
You really must watch it, okay? Especially if you are into photography.
Sempre la luce.
In the video, you will find many remakes of old scripts, which is a trend nowadays.
Yes.
I haven't seen the movie version of Ripley. Supposedly, there were changes to the plot, and I must point out that the episodic version was not very impressive, but 瑕不掩瑜 it is a narrative poem for me. Pudico. Eric 布偶寻踪，像这里我就更喜欢中文译名 Muppet Hunt. It's not just a simple story of an anxious father using Muppets to find his lost child. The main theme lurking in the plot is heartbreaking, a minor spoiler on the subject of race, which is why the show is not very well received in Douban. I admit that I watched the show because of Mr. Benedict Cumberbatch, who's been playing a drug-addicted rich son since Sherlock. But, surprisingly, the story of Eric is very sad and realistic. Otherwise, the cinematography and acting are very top-notch, and the soundtrack is right off my alley. By the way, this list is not in any particular order. Next, Chaos 脱线神话 This one is just my personal preference. Very humorous modern mythology with a grand enough backstory. Again, great cinematography and acting are just the gateway to this list. It had a little reminder of the feel of AMC's Preacher a little, which I very much like. Shogun 幕府将军 There can't be anyone who hasn't seen it, no. This is just all around perfect. The plot, the aesthetics, the acting, and I also enjoyed its presentation of the humanities of village Japan during the 幕府时代. Is it a village fight? It is, but the war scenes are still grand. There's 斗智斗勇, there's bloodshed and the cruelty. 死过瘾 and also bilingual. Because Shogun has won too many awards, no need to say too much. 庆典だよ
Welcome to the world of Spycraft.
The Sympathizer 同情者 This is the best show of the year, if not of all the shows I've seen, in terms of showing bilingual cultural intermingling. And the director is a famous Korean director 朴赞玉，朴的英文是 Park 啊。An adaptation of an acclaimed novel with a relatively bizarre narrative structure and an elusive plot direction.
中kịch bản mà. Câu đó là tuyên truyền của cộng sản. Thì anh là cộng sản đó. Tôi ghét cộng sản lắm.
Enough. Let's go.
It stars Sandra Oh and Robert Downey Jr., so the budget is very high, thus a little cheesy, you
Không
know.
nói cái công ngu của cộng sản. Trong cái phim dở như cứng này, cho 15 đô một ngày.
Cut! That's in the movie. That was great. Nice work, buddy.
Sir, we have a small problem.
No, we have no problem. I'm happy.
Unlike ours, interior Chinatown 内景唐人街都是草根啊，主打一个励志。其实有没有那么草根呢？干又没鼻。It's an ABC story that us CBC can't really sub in very well. So, it's purely because it's brilliantly plotted. Not just a Chinatown kung fu comedy, not really a lot of laughs, not particularly humorous, quite ambitious though. Kind of like the Truman Show, but different. Heartily recommended. 葫芦，你做得好呀。
You're dating that detective?
I'm not dating anyone.
Just friends, but it's complicated. That's the best kind of relationship.
The Day of the Jackal, 豺狼的日子 unimpeachable in every way. I only started watching when I saw the clip of him shooting with a Steadicam. That's funny. Also adapted from a previous work. It's clear that the script has done a lot of modernizing, and the result is excellent. 赏心悦目. As a first season, suffice it to say it's a no-brainer. And I found it more compelling than the Slow Horses of Season 4. Well, Slow Horses' third and fourth seasons didn't really degrade, it's just that viewers will inevitably get fatigued if every season was of the same caliber. But still, Slow Horse is the second best TV show in the history of mankind. Plus, you get to learn a lot of English vocabulary.
I'd rather not take any chances with a man who looks like he gropes people on buses.
The weather here in New Zealand is schizophrenic. I grew up here in Christchurch, and I love calling it my home.
Duck City, The Cleaner, 黑暗城市清扫魔，名字挺中二的。Very interesting serial killer meets psychopathic mad woman story, set in Christchurch. So the New Zealand accent from the main characters is also interesting. Presumed innocent, 无罪的罪人. Like Ripley, it has previous the well-known movie adaptation. The plot of the show has been changed, and again, the cinematography, the acting, the plot, it's all full marks. And I personally love both leads, Jake Gyllenhaal and Ralph Nader, the Penguin, 企鹅人. Same reason. Is there anyone else who hasn't seen?
I deserve a better life.
Fallout, 辐射. I haven't played the game very deeply, but this first season unfolds a grand world view, and the special effects are particularly impressive, strongly entertaining. The Bear, 熊家餐厅 Season 3. I think it is getting better and better, and I can't wait for the next season. 叽里呱啦吵个不停，有点像我们老中。And the editing is so tight and messy. It's anxiety-inducing. It's so good. I love it. I also watched the entire Succession in 24, and it was so damn good too. I think it is the third best show in the history of mankind. And then to name two of my more disappointing shows, Dune Prophecy and Dark Matter, I do think the scores are a bit too high. None of them stand out, especially Dark Matter, where the male lead is just a poker face. The settings aren't new either. Light Shop, 照明商店, a touching and heartfelt drama adaptation of a Korean comic. I just caught up with it a couple days ago. The narrative drags a bit, with the first half being rather slow and everything suddenly cleaning up towards the end. It's still highly recommended overall. I basically only watch English shows, but I watched the Squid Game as well, and I have to say the second season is better for me. I didn't understand why the first season was so damn popular. Why? I'd suggest watching the YouTube commentary videos for the first season and for the second season. Since the game isn't heavily rated, you can wait for the third season to come out and enjoy the full finale. Finally, animation-wise, I don't really watch much Japanese manga. There's only one, 迷宫饭, Delicious in Dungeon. It's so much fun. It's really a foodie anime that does focus on how to cook various monsters. Has a very complete world view. Artwork is pretty cute, and the plot doesn't fall short of still having a main storyline. Tearful recommendation.
单純飯
Personally, I'm rather less of a fan of Dandadan. If you think Dandadan makes you cry, I'm a little afraid that the Let Shop will just give you a whole meltdown. American Enemy also has a strong presence. The second best hospital in the galaxy, 银河系第二好医院. Humor, craziness, like being high, like Rick and Morty. This one is a fully adult anime that explores themes that are even a little deeper.
You missed it all for a sunset? You really do live in the moment, don't you?
Thanks for saving me.
Yeah, thanks for almost dying. It distracted me. Holidays are hard. If I'm not working, then I have to think about the fact that I have nowhere to be.
I don't ever really have a place to be either.
Thanks for watching, and there will be a music recommendation of the year afterward.
Almost dying with you is the most fun I've ever had on this holiday.
Me too.
Just kidding. The best TV show in the history of mankind. Better Call Saul, no cap.